Okay, so hey guys, welcome to the first ever It's Hughezy Hello St. Patrick's Day party. How's it going?
Wow, no, those are some glasses.
Jesus.
Thank you. And it's
Yeah, St.
such a.
Patrick's Day this month. I forgot.
But how
when,
did you,
you're a real alcoholic, St. Patrick's Day means nothing.
well, that's you're probably still celebrating Kwanzaa. Now, for anybody listening to this, we've got to point out to the fact that Kyle is an African American gentleman. Yes.
Yes.
So you're celebrating Black History Month?
So I was last
month.
Yes.
Was it last? Oh, sorry.
No, they're not allowed to celebrate anymore. So if anybody hears Kyle constantly saying the N-word, he's not a racist Irish person. He's just drunk.
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start off with the first topic I think we should talk about, and I think we should let Kyle start off with this one. What's your least favorite race of people?
Now, wait. Muslim isn't a race, so this is going to be hard. I got to go Arabs, just because they are Muslims. It's like that by proxy. I would say Muslim, but it's not a race, so I'll go Arabs.
What about you there, Wangland? What is your least favorite race?
I'm gonna have to go with Pacific Islanders because that's what my wife is.
You don't like that dirty hoa? Why is she a hoa?
I can't say that much I'll just say she's a tough motherfucker, man.
She pegs you pretty hard, huh?
She's 98 pounds soaking wet and scares the shit out of me.
So that's just this the same, but only with AIDS instead of your wife. So, Kern, what is your least favorite race?
Oh, well, the Jews are my favorite, so that's unusual for this group. I don't know. I wish you had a funny answer. Fuck it, I'll just go with Jews.
You think Jews are race?
I think so, yeah.
He's making up his own.
Well, the correct answer is the least favorite race is the 400-meter relay. You're all racist, and I just caught you out. Okay, so here's a topic, and we'll start with Kern on this one. Who's better, rapists or drunk drivers?
Drunk drivers.
Why?
Because I've never been caught drunk driving.
Kyle, who do you prefer, a rapist or a drunk driver?
A drunk driver.
But the drunk drivers are, but we're talking about drunk drivers that actually hurt people.
Oh, well, that's me, so I don't hate myself. So that's why I want drunk driver.
Have you drunk driven before? So, Wangland, who's better, a rapist or a drunk driver?
Oh, I'd have to say a drunk driver because I have a conviction against me with that before, so I'll have to go with that.
So, wait, you've had a rape conviction against you?
No, unfounded on that one, but drunk driving, yes.
Well, Kyle here, of course, has actually been in jail because he got caught with a gun.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. There was one guy in there for drunk driving, but I think it was like his 7th time. And you could tell he was like
black guys in jail.
he was like the only guy there who actually had like a real job and like they didn't need the high school GED classes and shit.
How long were you in jail for?
A year.
Oh wow.
Did you see anybody getting raping?
No, that prison rape is mostly a myth.
Don't ruin my fun, Kyle. Speaking of fun, here's one for you. With Lena Dunham and Amy Schumer and the sitcom Broad City, it's been confirmed that women aren't funny, at least in America, to me anyway. So let's start with you, Niall Kern. Do you think that women are funny?
They can be funny, yes.
Don't go into too much detail because
I know, I don't go into too much detail. It's just, I think they're just the mainstream ones these days. Like, they just seem to talk about their vaginas all the time. Like, Amy Schumer and stuff, doesn't she? I've not seen the clips, but like, old Sarah Silverman was funny. There's a few, the English female, what do you call David Mitchell's wife? Victoria Cohen. She's really funny as well. So there are funny women, like, and absolutely fabulous back in the day was funny too.
Certainly
So,
was.
yeah.
What about you, Carl? As a sexy man yourself, what do you think of are women funny?
No, they're not. But I was wondering, who'd you rather fuck, Lena Dunham or Amy Schumer?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you bang Amy Schumer, it's kind of like you fucked Miss Piggy. So it's like two celebrities you get to fuck. Lena Dunham's just terrible.
Lena Dunham looks like John Apatow with a good shave.
She looks like Malcolm in the Middle grown up. That bitch is ugly.
She looks like Tony Soprano if he transitioned. What about you there, Wangland? Are women funny? And what do you think of those three dirty hoes?
I don't know what any of them look like. I'm not going to lie. And then I don't really know any female comedians that are too great, man. So I'm going to have to say they're not too funny because I can't remember too many offhand.
You don't know what Amy Schumer looks like?
Fuck no.
She looks like a fat Mr. Perfect.
Is she the one that dated Ziegler?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's ugly. Yeah. She's ugly. She don't do it for me.
So speaking of ugly, and we'll stick with the Wangland on this one. It seems like with this Leaving Neverland show that's on, yeah, they're talking about Michael Jackson being a pedophile. So does it actually matter that he's a pedophile to you?
I liked his music, man. I don't like pedophiles, but I liked his music, man. I didn't see this documentary or anything, but I heard something about it, you know. So I mean, I think everybody knows the guy's a fucking creep. So it's not like it's new knowledge coming out there, you know.
So you're officially sticking by that. You're against pedophilia.
I'm against pedophilia for sure.
Controversial. Kyle, my love, does Michael Jackson being a pedophile change anything for you about his music?
Well, I did watch the documentaries, part 1 and 2. I got my lotion and tissues ready. It's a great 4 hours. And yeah, I do believe he's a pedophile, but my God, Billie Jean. Look, you got to touch some kids if you make Billie Jean. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd fuck it. I don't give a shit if he's a pedophile. His music's staying on my iTunes.
Yeah, I haven't listened to more Michael Jackson music since lately. Jesus.
What about you, Kern? Does Michael Jackson being a pedophile change anything for you?
No, nothing really. As long as he's not doing it from beyond the grave, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, wasn't Elvis a pedophile as well?
Well, is Priscilla Kelly was a teenager when he married her.
Yeah.
But or not Priscilla Kelly, Priscilla Presley.
Priscilla Kelly's the chick I had on my show.
Oh, she's the dirty hoe with the dirty pussy, eh?
Yeah, she's the tampon girl that was on my show.
She's a dirty hoe. So, Carl, as an African American, and I respect that about you, and I accept your apology for it. The outcome of the Juicy Smollett thing, do you think this is going to change anything for American society, or do you think it's still going to stick with the whole snowflakey shit?
The only thing that would end the snowflake shit is if Trump won re-election, then they would have to really say, oh, wow, we really suck. So it all comes down to 2020.
Did you hear that Juicy Smollett was attacked again at the weekend?
No.
Oh, it's a horrible story. It says that a bunch of white people attacked him and tried to drown him. Oh, wait a minute, update just came in. It says an Asian woman brought him soup.
Well, this is the best time to actually attack him because now no one will believe him. So any white Trump supporters, you want to get some free shots in on him, now's the time to do it because you can't, look, guys, it happened again. Serious this time. It's not going to work again. So if you want to get them, get them.
Well, speaking of white people that want to beat up black people, what's your address, Cal?
I'm telling you.
Because I could kick your arse in 2 seconds and you know it.
Oh, bring it. Well, you're going to fly over here on a 4-leaf clover? Enough of you.
Oh!
Actually, it's 3-leaf clover, pretty eyes, isn't it? Or is it 4?
It's 4.
Shit! So, Kern, what do you think about the possible outcomes of the Juicy Smollett trial?
I think it'll still go on. It'll still go on, and also like actual hate crimes will not be believed as much. Did you know? Do you know who Majid Nawaz is?
What?
Do you know who Majid Nawaz is? He's
No.
like a former. He's like a political sort of commentator. He's like really good. He used to be like Islamic extremist and all, and he's like gone against it. He was attacked and genuinely beaten up, and like called a packy and everything. And like it took people were like, oh, this just happened right after, and some people didn't believe him because of the Jesse Smollett thing. But with him, the difference is there's like 10 witnesses and there's security camera footage of him being punched. So he's actually got actual evidence. So it'll make people not believe actual hate crimes, I think. Because people go, oh, what about Jesse Smollett? I have that feeling it might be a backlash that way.
Definitely. Carl, can you understand his accent, by the way?
Yeah. He
Good.
said packy though, so that means there's a lot of them over there. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot. What about you there?
I was quoting the racist, by the way.
I'll edit that out. So, Wangler, what about you? Do you think that the Smollett thing is going to change at all, or is it all just cunt city from now on?
Nothing's changing, man. That he put a real black eye for things for people, man, because it's sad when people are really getting that shit done to them, man, and people aren't going to believe him now. Like Kern was saying, people are going to question it, with things now, man. That guy's a freaking tool, man.
But what do you think happens to him? Like, do you think he goes to jail, or because in America you can get away with crimes if you're black?
No, I think he's going to go to jail, man. I think they're going to make an example out of him. I'm not going to lie. I think they're going to throw the book at him and give him the full term.
Do you think he's going to get a raping?
He might like it.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's homophobic. No offense, Kyle.
Yeah. He might like it.
But of course, the other latest scandal regarding this side of the water. Well, water is a liquid, non-alcoholic liquid, by the way, Kyle. It exists, and it's the thing that there's been the ISIS bride story with her name is Shamine Ayabijam. Speaking of which, I was just thinking earlier about Muslims, and you know the way people say, "Oh, you've got to, they're just like us. They're just like us." It's like, well, really? Because I know somebody called Barney. I know a Muslim guy whose name is Alek Halalele. So which one's more normal?
If they were just like us, Michael Jackson wouldn't be in trouble for what he did. Let's just say some of us wish they were like us, and we would like. Can't you marry like a 10-year-old in that stupid religion or something?
You can, and you're allowed multiple wives.
That sounds pretty great. Sorry.
So, of course, the story was in the news that she was trying to come back here into the UK with a kid, even though she was an admitted member of ISIS and was saying pro-terrorist statements, yet was still wanting to come back in. And, of course, believe it or not, the Liberals are campaigning to try to get her brought back in. But most of the UK doesn't want her. So, Kern, what's your take on that?
Are they really trying to get? I've not seen that. Even like the Guardian and all was saying that they didn't want her back in. Who was wanting her back in? I actually haven't seen that. It's been pretty unanimous from what I've seen.
Fat feminists with no tits and too many cats.
Well, my girlfriend aside, I've actually genuinely have not heard anyone. Most people I know, like in all political spectrums, just are like, no, don't bring her back. I've not heard this, so it's one of the few things I've seen everybody agree on recently. Actually, maybe I've just missed it, but.
What about you, Carl? What do you think of this lovely, sexy lady, and would you bang her?
Wait, come back so she's around. Why don't we just kill her?
Well, that's the thing, because now her husband says that they want to move to Norway, yet they won't leave ISIS.
Her husband, here in America during World War II, right? A German U-boat came up in Connecticut. We took everyone out and we hung them in 10 minutes. Like, what is this? We want to come back and just kill them. Obviously, we know where she is. We know where her husband is.
What about you, Wanglin? Do you think?
Don't let them back to me, man, especially if they're known terrorists and shit. Why would you want to bring them back?
It's very, very possible, but see, this is the problem with liberals, and I was talking about this with Katie Hopkins on the podcast. I said the people are so terrified of saying something that may come across as Islamophobic, that they're happy to let everything go to shit. Do you know now you can't have gay stuff at school in Birmingham?
Mm.
Yeah,
Must I'll not be going back to Birmingham.
yeah, you'll be fucking eating ham, you fat bastard. But yeah, it's I just think it's fucking crazy, and it's like because if I said, oh, well, I don't want any gay stuff here, that would get me called homophobic. But now the Muslims are doing it in Birmingham, England, and they're all going, it's just another part of it.
Well, look at our country, man. Our vice president is the biggest homophobic guy in the world, man, and he's open about it and shit, and he gets away with it, and he's the vice president.
Well, that actually brings me to the next topic, and Cal is somebody who's very for this. Not a cock up the arse, it's something else. In my opinion, in America, black people are not allowed freedom of speech. Because if they say, "Oh, I'm a Republican," or "I'm like a fucking a Trump guy," people call them traitors or mentally ill. So, Carl, what do you think about the fact that in America, black people have lost the freedom of speech?
They didn't really lose it. I mean, actually, it's a good business to be the black Trump guy. I've seen mad channels and people making money being the black Trump guy. So don't get like if people wearing a MAGA hat will get attacked. You'll never see a black guy in a MAGA hat get attacked.
You voted for Trump though, didn't you?
I can't vote. I just supported that. Besides, I live in Rhode Island. It would have made no difference.
Well, but would you have voted for him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Wangland down here, he's not a Trump guy. But what do you think about the fact that those people, I mean, African Americans, aren't allowed the freedom of speech in America?
I don't, man. I think we got a lot of freedom of speech in our country. We got a president that can sit over there and say what he says. So, there's a lot of freedom of speech, man. But I think people get restricted on everything, man, and it's bullshit. At times too, they can say what they want, but then, like you said, with certain things, people can't say what's on their mind without fear of being persecuted all the time. Everybody's got their right to be able to say what they're going to say, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. That's what we're here for, man. That's my politically correct answer to it. But they get censored if we sat over there and did certain shit, man. God damn, man. My kids are going to be beaten up in school or some shit, man, and we're going to lose our businesses. But I don't know, man. It's a double-edged sword in life, unfortunately.
What about
Hughezy, you and Kuhn, or whatever your name is. Sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Quite the opposite of that.
But
did he call you Kuhn?
Yeah, I called him Kuhn.
We just had a guy get fired on the news up here. He was an anchor, and he called it instead of Martin Luther King ice skating rink. He accidentally called it Martin Luther Kuhn one, and he got fired. Shit, man.
At least he
wasn't.
At least he wasn't trying to talk about a guy called Nigel.
You live in a part of the world where you don't have freedom of speech, and I notice people from where you're at are you like afraid, like because there's something you'll say you'll get arrested.
Oh no, we can pretty much do what we want over here. It's usually the English that aren't allowed to do it.
Because I was going to say we all deny the Holocaust.
I'll deny it if you want.
Well, I heard that's a biggie over there.
We all say after 3, the Holocaust didn't happen.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. The Holocaust did
not happen.
So, Kern, what do you think about the fact that in America black people aren't allowed freedom of speech?
Well, I'm very happy about it. I, for one, am delighted. No, I don't know. I think this. I agree with you, John. I think they do have freedom of speech. I mean, people criticize black people for being Republicans. They've been doing that for years, though, haven't they? Since like the 70s, they've criticized black people for being Republicans. They're being criticized. I don't think they're like losing jobs or anything. They still have the right of expression and stuff. So, no, I disagree. I still think they have freedom of speech.
Another issue that's been in the I tell you one thing just before we get off the race thing, what drives me fucking crazy, because I was just at the cinema there, and one of the ads played was for Subway sandwiches, and of course the people in the ad. One was a black woman, one guy was visibly gay, and another guy was mixed race. And it's like, I thought Subway was about the sandwiches, not the customers. And I'm getting sick of this advertising shit where, like, no matter what you do, whether it's pens, it's going to be a fucking wheelchair mixed race dwarf writing with it. And I just think this whole PC representation, inclusion shit needs to go take a jump in the lake, as they say in the hood, right, Cal?
Well, the one place that does get it right is any fried chicken thing. It's nothing but black people in those commercials. Popeyes, KFC, Chick-fil-A, just a bunch of niggas go, sugar, give me some of that. We can make a bucket. That's all it is. You will never see a Chinese person in a Popeyes chicken ad. Just let me assure you of that fact. So they get it right.
Thank God we're on the video screen, chat, because if this was audio, we'd all be up shit's creek. So
we denied the Holocaust a minute ago there.
Yeah, but we didn't say anything wrong. Anyway,
I meant Armenian, but you know, Jewish.
I deny Armenians. They don't exist.
I just denied the Holocaust happened in America.
But speaking of Holocaust, we've been also having a lot of female athlete Holocaust, because there's now been a surge in the rise of trans athletes. And shock horror, all these trans athletes are winning the fucking contest because they've got all this extra size and strength. So, Kern, what's your take on the rise of trans athletes going into women's sports?
I just want to know why they won't return my calls. But no, I'm completely against it. There's too much of an advantage. I think men have like something like 30 times the testosterone women have. They have denser bones. Like the average man has a stronger grip than like Serena Williams has, like a couch potato. So they just have like tons of physical advantages. Like Serena Williams is a brilliant tennis player. She's like best ever probably, but she is like 700th in the males. It's just, you can't compete. It's just not fair. I don't care. It's not fair. You can't do it.
What about you, Cal? What's your take on it?
I'm all for it. Finally, maybe we'll get some dunking in the WNBA. These bitches sports suck. Need some men in there. Make these fucking things better. Finally, now instead of watching some slow chicks running track, we got some fast black dudes out there. Fine, step it up, bitches. Enough of you.
But the thing is, it's great that now we're getting proof that even men are better at being women than fucking women are.
Well, maybe now I'll check out women's softball. We got a couple of dudes out there. Maybe now it'll be interesting.
Well, what about you, John? What do you think?
I'm going to tell you, I originally was sticking with what Kern said, and then as soon as Kyle said that perspective, man, I'm with him, man. I changed my mind. He flipped me right there. Man, I'd love to see that. I'd actually watch a WNBA game then, man, if I saw some dunking and shit in there. Softball might be interesting. Who knows? Yeah.
But now they're saying about intergender fighting, like in MMA and boxing. It's like, but the thing is that happened at the Royal Rumble this year, the wrestling show. They had a woman go into the man's Royal Rumble, and the social justice warriors went apeshit because it's like, oh, they're promoting violence against women, and it's like, so you want intergender wrestling and you don't want them promoting violence against women? Which is it?
Well, take a look at the person that went in too. Nia Jax is bigger than all the dudes that was in there. They were at a disadvantage, man. That bitch outweighed them by like 100 pounds. All right.
Do we got to break it to people that wrestling's not real? Is that still like a thing we got to do to some people?
Sadly, this is something that has to keep being said every fucking day. Like, see, if you go on the internet, there's grown men reacting to wrestling as if it's real. And you have to remind them, go, like, do you think that the fucking Star Wars is a documentary? But as we come to the end of the St. Patrick's Day party, and if you all had a good time,
woo!
There's a tradition that we always do here. We end by naming one man that we think is attractive. So, Wangland, name a man that you think is good looking.
Glenn Gilberti, your buddy, the Disco Inferno.
Oh, man, I'd take a piece of that.
Oh, I'll tell you, that hairdo when he puts it up on whatever it was, Snapchat or Instagram, does it for me. Man, somebody needs to just put Glenn right back into mainstream again. That fucking dude is over right there, man. He's a sexy bitch.
I'm looking at the fear in Kyle's eyes here, and it's hilarious. So we'll get to you, Kyle. Don't worry. Karen, name a man that you think is attractive.
I think Professor Xavier from the X-Men. Yeah.
What era?
Oh, the 1992 cartoon. I like a man in a wheelchair.
I mean, ink all over his face. Now, Kyle, you've been looking forward to this question for a while. We can see it in your eyes. Name one man you think is attractive.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh!
Would you take a piece of that? What's going on here?
Is he calling his dad again?
Yeah. Hey, let's keep shouting out the word cunt so as people hear you. Cunt. Okay, so that's the end of the party, and we'll do a big 1, 2, 3 Happy St. Patrick's Day chant, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, right. 1, 2, 3. Happy
St. Patrick's Day.
Day.